know what time it is. It's time for your favorite podcast. I guess you call it a podcast. I don't know. I don't know what you call it. We'll call it something. And tune in. Tune the fuck in because I'm tired as fuck and it takes a lot to do this. And I be tired as hell when I do this, so please, tune the fuck in. Alright. Tagging you niggas because you niggas be acting like you can't see the shit. Acting like y'all can't see the shit. Alright, Malik's already present and accounted for. I sent you an ad out. Kilo, Peter, cell work. Some of y'all niggas ain't been clicking in. I don't know if you got Anna or whatnot, but I don't know. Hold on. Alright, Lapito on deck. Holloway, Josh, Kwame. I ain't gonna add that nigga. Y'all never click. Donovan, Saul. Yeah, some of you niggas, I'm gonna add you just to see if you click the fuck on here or not. I mean, the main one talking about supporting black business. You niggas don't support shit. Fuck you, man. Just waiting on Malik to hit me back, and we gonna get this thing cracking. Yeah, I'm sending them to some of you niggas. Normally I don't tag niggas, but I'm gonna tag niggas tonight. I like putting niggas on blast because y'all be the main one talking all that black shit. Hey, bro, come to the show. Never show the fuck up. Hey, bro, buy a t-shirt. Never get an order. But then you'll get to talking to me about how great Jay-Z and Beyonce and Drake are. A bunch of fucking donkeys, man. What's going on? What's going on? Let's see if they're gonna let the brother come in. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, back like old times. Back like old times. So what's going on?
Walaikum assalam, man.
I guess this is the first episode, Akko. You won't say the shit, but I will. I think this is the best title for a podcast that explains me and you and our personalities, because we know it's a lot of shit we'll say that they won't. So starting off, I don't think we need any introduction to the world. The FBI, CIA, I'm sure they've already tracked us for years. Starting with Agent West in Selma, Alabama. But these
if you tell
motherfuckers
people that story, they won't even believe it, man.
You know they won't believe it.
That's the day and age we live in, man. But it happened.
Yeah, they won't believe you, but it did happen. Absolutely. Let me see if I can get Brother Buki here. Brother Buki might be asleep. But yeah, brother, you start us off with your perception of the Amber, whatever the hell her name is, situation, your reaction to it, and when it went down, and what you think about it. Because I already said mine last.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. I remember when we first heard about this story, first was talking about it. I know the first thing that came to my mind was that I thought it was an issue of, you know what I'm saying, though, almost a domestic dispute. You know what I'm saying, though? I thought she was hiding the fact that she was actually, you know what I'm saying, though, messing with dude. But I guess that wasn't the story because she was a racist and all of this other stuff. But I was looking at the reaction in the courtroom.
Right.
And I was looking at, you know what I'm saying, how the brother handled the situation, how the judge handled the situation. And of course that, you know what I'm saying, I guess you call it color struck bailiff was handling the situation, rubbing the woman's hair and all of that other garbage. You know what I'm saying? So in seeing that, I was like, what day and age do we live in that we're that enamored, number one, with somebody's ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? Though, like, nigga, this is 2019. If you never seen someone outside of your own race, the fuck is wrong with you? But then I saw the background of the judge. I saw what the father was trying to do, which is he's projecting, trying to get more church members out there by pushing his son out there as a whore, while putting his other son in a situation of, you don't know how his soul gonna deal with that stuff because you're using his death as a platform to project people to your church. That's the reality of what that is, even though people don't want to talk about that. And people always want to put religion on top of this thing, man. And that's one thing that I've been seeing that's really irritated me, as watching other people in their what's the word I'm looking for, man? I guess they're the way they're looking at this thing right now, man. Like, I saw the clip of The View and Whoopi Goldberg's coon ass, and to me, she's always been a coon, but niggas, for whatever reason, have always accepted her in our community. But pretty much talking about how that was the epitome of love, and that was the epitome of what Christians should be like. And I thought to myself, I said, bitch, aren't you a Jew?
Yep.
Even when people ask you about your blackness, you say, I'm a black Jew.
Right. Right, absolutely.
And she was asked by Joy Behar on that show. She said, when the fuck was the last time you ever seen a situation where a black man had done something awful and it was an all-white jury and all-white judges and all-white this and that, hugging and loving on these people when they're about to get sentenced? Facts. You know, this bitch had to make up some shit in her mind. We just talked about this. Oh my God, but it was a story and it actually did happen. Stop fucking lying. Why is you lying? You ain't got to lie to me.
You ain't got a lot of
kids. You know, nobody in fucking America, that shit has never happened.
That's what we used to say. You ain't got a lot of kids.
At all. Just be real with yourself, Whoopi. I know you don't consider yourself a nigga no more. You consider yourself a Jew. That's cool. That's cool, my nigga. But the fact of the matter is, man, I live in reality. I don't live in goddamn, I'm trans this and trans that one fucking day. I can't be trans white. You know what I'm saying? I can't pull a motherfucking, what's her name? The bitch that was over the NAACP for almost 10, 15 years, and she was really a white bitch.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Goddamn Rachel Dolezal or whatever the fuck her name is.
Right.
I can't be trans that. Because niggas not going to accept my black ass be but exactly what I am, is black.
Right.
And that's the epitome of this garbage. That's the epitome of this bullshit. Because white people want to be certain things. You know what I'm saying? White people want to be trans. White people want to be all this other bullshit that they want the world to accept. But if it was just people of color, if it was just Mexicans, African Americans, and natives that want to be all of these new age shits, we would be looked at as sickos. We would be looked at as crazy. We'd be looked at as insane. And we'd be fucking ostracized and somewhere been lobotomies and shit in our motherfucking heads. Come on now, man. Get fucking real. That's the reality of this shit, man. If Caucasian people didn't want to do this nutbag shit, no one would give a fuck about it. Nobody.
Man. You won't say it, but I will. Keep going, bro. Keep going.
Man, I want to get back to the point of what I was saying about the religious aspect of it. Because I'm starting to see something, and I spoke to you about this a little bit earlier. And the part that I'm starting to see is that they're using this religion thing as a game. Number one, where they're using it as, they want people who actually might be leaning towards being a Christian and leaning towards being religious in that way to follow that way. But those who are already against it, they're trying to push you in the other extreme, farther away from it, saying, look at this coward, this is all the religion brings. Look at this pussy nigga, this is all what religion brings. This is all religion tells you, is to forgive the murderer of your brother. And in all actuality, Isa alayhi salam did not teach, no, just turn the other cheek and let nothing happen. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had straight direct orders when certain things happen. First, you speak against a thing. The second thing was you protest that thing. And the third thing was, if these people still won't leave you alone, you fight against that thing. These are the steps that they tell you to take. They don't tell you just, oh, well, my brother was murdered the other day, but this wonderful white person who has to be over all society, let me just go ahead and just forgive them right now. No, no human being can really actually believe that bullshit deep down in your heart. You actually forgive this person right now.
Right.
The only way forgiveness could really be in your heart in a situation like that is where money's already been put out, or a situation where you've been promised something politically, or in a situation where you just sold your people up the river. But it can never be a situation where something like that has happened so quickly, and then you just turn around and just say, well, fuck it, it is what it is, man. You know, that nigga gone, man. You know, I loved him for real. If you really loved him, would you be hugging that woman?
Horrible.
Man, absolutely. I saw Willie D say some shit today, man, and I reposted, man. I'm gonna tell you something. If y'all niggas sitting over here in this life and y'all tell me y'all love me, and as soon as I die, something happens, and you motherfuckers in the courtroom hugging the nigga to kill me, man, I'm gonna haunt the shit out y'all. I'm going to haunt the shit out of y'all. Think it's a game. Y'all niggas playing with this thing, man. It's like there's no loyalty even in this life. People just want to bullshit their way through it. And I'm not saying you have to just be loyal to your people. I'm not saying you just have to be loyal to this one thing or that one thing. I'm not saying that you can't help the whole of humanity. But to not be loyal to your blood in a situation where they were murdered? What is wrong with y'all? What kind of sickness is that? And I'm seeing niggas take up for it. I'm seeing clown ass niggas take up for this shit. Well, I mean, Jesus would have said turn the other cheek. Man, go on with that bullshit, man. You don't know what the hell Jesus was saying because you over there looking at Caesar Borgia's face. You don't know what Jesus would have said because you don't even know about all the damn, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? All the 300 different, you know what I'm saying, the condemnations of the fucking Bible. Right. You don't know. So you're sitting there telling me what someone said that's been rewritten over 300 damn times, and you don't even know the right purpose of it. And this is another thing. I just want African Americans to hear me out. You believe in Jesus. Your white counterparts believe in Jesus. Why is the same book two different books for you motherfuckers? That's all I want to know. And like I say, this is not me knocking religion whatsoever. This is me knocking the fact that you've allowed them to use a certain tool against you that they use every day, and it interprets for them to do what the fuck they want to do, but interprets for you to be subservient to them. Why are you still letting that interpretation lead you? Like I said, I don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. It's 2019, my nigga. You ain't still got to be like this. Ain't no reason to be no ignorant motherfucker in 2019. It's not. We used to say this over and over and over again when you say this over and over again when you used to do these lives on here. Listen, man, it's something called the fucking internet. And some of y'all niggas have made the internet your fucking god and won't pick up a book for shit. But it is what it is. But listen, it's something called the internet where you can look up who Caesar Borgia is. It's something called the internet where you can look up, god damn, I'm trying to think of what it is. The motherfucking, damn. You know, the shit where they rewrote the Bible so it would match all the gods and all the other shit because the canonizing, thank you. Look up where that came from and why it was done and whose empire was about to be split, and that's why he went ahead and meshed the Bible with some of the other Eastern European teachings as well. But like I say though, man, y'all really got to get on your shit as opposed to just sitting here listening to the same hooping and hollering, whining and screaming and dumb shit, man. You study to show thyself approved. That's what you're supposed to do. So instead of just allowing a motherfucker to say, well, my hair is blonde and my skin is white, so I must be close to Isa alayhi salam, and you're not. They fucking not. You closer to him, but the fact of the matter is that you still can't see anything good or divine within yourself. And that's the issue I got with y'all motherfuckers, man. How can y'all look at someone like Amber Geiger and see her get 10 years behind killing another human being? Listen, man. And brother, if I'm saying something wrong, please stop me.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But from my understanding of brothers and sisters in Mecca, when someone was murdered, there was two things that could be given, right? One of them was a financial thing, and the other thing was that person's life to be taken.
Yeah.
And if they chose to forgive after those two options, you know what I'm saying, oh man, they were looked at as decent and understanding people.
Yeah, definitely.
So why are we looking at situations today as someone getting 5 years laid up somewhere in privacy to chill and think actual justice? And those two options aren't on the fucking table. We have to ask ourselves that. And some of y'all probably gonna say I'm wild and I'm harsh and all of that shit. But no, I feel like that's the reality. If a family member is there to stand up for the family, and this motherfucker is taking the life of someone, and it wasn't an accident. It wasn't an accident at all. There should be a situation where you either have to financially pay for what you've done, or you should be taken the fuck off this earth by the family's will, by their pain, by their hurt. But they give you this bullshit system called justice, and they so-called say we're re-educating, what's the other thing they say? Restructuring the mind of the person that's guilty or the person that's, you know what I'm saying, the criminal. And 9 times out of 10, if you know anybody who has been to prison, anybody that's been to juvie, anybody that's been, you know what I'm saying, locked up on the prison farms, and I know many people that have been locked up on prison farms, the motherfuckers usually come back a better criminal.
Right.
So if they coming back a better criminal, how the fuck is you reforming me or changing me? Right. All you're making me see is the bullshit, I want to say, almost kinks in the system.
Yeah.
Where the system is written differently for this human being, but the system is written differently for me. Just like people kept bringing up that meme today of her getting 10 years, which is probably going to end up being more like 3 because she's in Texas. And the brother that killed the dog getting 45. Absolutely. You know what that shit reminded me of, brother?
What's that?
Remember Birmingham, Alabama, walking on them damn court room steps, and that brother out there with that sign, you kiss a dog in the mouth, but you won't kiss me.
But you don't love me. Yep. Yeah, I'm
holding up a sign, white folks walking around looking terrified and shit. Like, what's wrong with this nigga? Know what the fuck is wrong with you? Because you'll kiss a dog in the mouth. You'll go save a fucking dog. You won't goddamn Michael Vick's career fucking go over a goddamn dog. But you'll kill me and give a motherfucker 3 years for it?
Yeah.
Come on,
I'm gonna keep it G real. I'm gonna keep it G real. I was thinking about this whole antithesis of forgiveness versus retribution. Forgiveness versus retribution. Feel what I'm saying? And I was bugged out because I was driving and I was thinking about it, and I was swinging that thing like a deuce and a quarter, and it started really, a lot of things started playing through my mind, really, bro. And I was thinking the first time we did Revolution Radio, we got too goddamn corporate. We got too PC, even though we weren't trying to be PC. We got too PC. We tried to invite too many people in, and the message lost its fiber. You know what I'm saying? It lost its structure. And this time, I wanted you to lead off because I wanted you to say what was really on your heart. And I'm going to say what's really on my heart and what's really been on my mind. So I've been kicking this thing back and forth in my head all day. And the truth of the matter is, that's just a representation in a big battle of African Americans in small battles every day. Understand what I'm saying? He forgave that woman. My bad. I ain't gonna play with y'all. He forgave that bitch for killing his brother, because I still think his brother was hitting that bitch. The more that I think about it, I feel like his brother was hitting that bitch, because it's a picture floating around on the internet with his brother smashing white bitches. Like, he was known for smashing white hoes. So I believe he was tackling that hoe, full form tackling, and she got mad because he was tackling other white hoes too, came in there and shot him. You ain't gonna tell me otherwise. And the reason why they played it the way they played it and never revealed that kind of evidence, because that's premeditated murder, and that bitch would have been up for the chair. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking stupid. That's what I think went down. That bitch ain't going to no random apartment and shoot that man. The more that I thought about it, but I don't want to get on. I don't want to get on that right now. What I want to get on is the small battles that we forgive for every day. Everyday African Americans forgive for shit that other races don't forgive. I'm telling you, I sit here and watch it. You got motherfuckers, and this ain't no offense to nobody watching, man. If you offended, I've always said, if you're offended, you don't have to do something about it by harming your brother or your sister. Do something about the thing that offends you and remove it out of your life. A lot of y'all that's watching this are not religious. A lot of y'all that's watching this do not believe in religion. You believe religion is division and it's divided the African American community, it's divided the African ethnicity. You feel like it's dragged us back. But at the same time, you run around this bitch with your slave name. That's fucking forgiveness. That's fucking forgiveness. You don't understand. That small battle translates into you forgiving a bitch in court, because you've already forgiven the system that has kicked your ass for the last 400 years. Some of you motherfuckers cannot separate yourself from the places that you were put in. You've already forgiven them for what they done to you subconsciously. How the fuck you gonna fight the big battle of standing in front of that courthouse, standing in front of that judge, standing in front of all of these white people in present day, when you can't even make up for the shit that was done for you in the past? I mean, done to you in the past. This is a deep thing. Like, all of these brothers, man, and I don't want to call y'all by name, but fucking I'm gonna call y'all by name. The Willie D's, the Umar Johnson, son of John, son of John. Listen to me. You motherfuckers, it's 12 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. You might as well listen. Don't sit there and be stupid. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying. Umar Johnson. Johnson means you're the son of John. You're a boy still, nigga. You don't even have your real fucking name. And you out here trying to kick some shit to me. Come on, man. When you're fighting battles with these handicaps and you've accepted this slave name, you've accepted that I'm from Chicago, you've accepted that I'm from Meridian, Mississippi, you can't stand up to nobody in a fucking courthouse. You don't even have an identity. I hear niggas say all the time, Willie D and other people, yeah, and I'm an American. And no, the fuck you're not, man. Malcolm tried to tell your stupid ass that a long time ago. So then when this shit happens, y'all turn around and say shit like, why do they treat us like this? Why do they do us like this? Because they're showing you in the word, I almost said immortal, a stuck for love, in the everlasting words, Dr. Dre, here's what the fuck they think about you. So, but what confuses me more than him forgiving her in the courthouse is when people jump on the internet and say crazy ass shit like, why are they doing this? I'm surprised. This shit has been going on 400 years. What is going to make these people stop? What is going to make these people stop? And have you already, this is the question I wanted to pose to everybody today, especially African people. What have you already forgiven? You talking about this coon ass nigga forgiving this fucking hot wife, thought wife, white bitch that fell in love with some African dick. You know what I'm saying? What have you forgiven? I'm gonna give y'all a quick review. I'm gonna tell you what niggas forgiven. As soon as Jay-Z cut the goddamn deal with the NFL, y'all niggas forgave him. Huh? Huh? As soon as Bill Clinton picked up a saxophone and started playing the saxophone, even though he gave y'all niggas 3 strikes, y'all niggas forgave him. As soon as they killed Trayvon Martin and Eric Gardner and Mike Brown, a couple months passed and y'all niggas forgave him. As soon as they gentrify your neighborhood that you grew up in all your life, seeing your homeboys die on that street, you niggas forgive them and still live in the same area. So you can't talk about these drastic big battles when you constantly lose the small battles every day. If you wake up in the morning, and I've heard people say this, I don't like Al-Islam. I don't like people being Hebrew Israelites. I don't like Morris Science Temple because we're always going to another person's culture. And your motherfucking ass is walking around blacker than Bobby Brown with the name Christopher Alex, nigga. Come on, the fuck, man. Come on.
Oh,
like,
man.
fuck out of here, man. Your ass is walking around South Central LA when 300 years ago, the only thing that would have been there is Native Americans, maybe some African Olmec tribe Mexicans, maybe some African Mandinkan Mansa Musa brother Africans, but for the most part, natives and Mexicans. You're fucking delusional. So the thing that is standing out to me, exactly, Josh Daniels, at least acknowledge, recognize before and move forward. And yeah, I agree he was fucking her. But that's the thing that really sticks out to me, man, is this pseudo rage. The rage ain't real. You got too many psychological hangups. See, for these other ethnicities, man, we got a lot of different ethnicities. They can wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say their names, and their names are a reflection of their heritage. You understand what I'm saying? If you can't even do that, if you don't even know who the fuck you are, and you're still, I'm trying to get deep, I'm gonna take these shades off. I'm trying to get deep psychologically with you right now. I'm trying to go deep spiritually with you right now. If you're still carrying the identity of the motherfucker that raped your great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, you ain't got no reason to fix your motherfucking mouth talking about forgiving somebody in a courtroom. Because you should be this system's worst fucking nightmare. I read an article today on CNN that says black people, and they don't even call you African American no more. They throwing the African out the window. They got your so-called conscious leaders to beat up Africa for so long, you subconsciously have dropped that shit yourself. You feel me? So now I go on CNN and they say black people have a long history in this country of forgiveness.
Forgiveness. I read that shit.
Because they already know that you're not the worst enemy in the system. They don't. Me and Malik said this on Re-Evolution Radio months, well, no, not months, years ago now. We used to be on the radio, and motherfucking conscious niggas that follow Umar and Sarah and Seti and whatever other Power Ranger nigga y'all go and get, following all these niggas and shit, and they will call up there and they would be like, yeah, and this and that, and blah, 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 and you know, and they really don't want us doing this and that. And me and Malik had to tell them, man, these people ain't scared of y'all. What the fuck are you talking about?
At all.
They have nothing to fear from your ass. You're not on the top priority of any fucking watch list. Because they know if your ass can't get over an identity crisis, how you gonna war with somebody who's standing firm on their square? Like I was talking to the brother last night, and the brother was saying, well, a lot of people forgive because they just want peace, and African Americans forgive because we want peace. And I was like, man, that sounds really like some eloquent Martin Luther King shit. That sounds like something Dr. King would say. And they shot Dr. King in his fucking head.
Yeah.
When will you wake the fuck up? Just because your ass wants peace doesn't mean that they want peace. This isn't a movie. It's not a movie. It doesn't end well. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting your ass whooped by the bully on a movie, and the Karate Kid jumps out the fucking balcony and Power Rangers and kicks his ass. No, you continue to get your ass whooped until you do something about getting your ass whooped. Why don't y'all understand that shit? And they've got it to the point where it's so preposterous to even think about resistance that if you bring up resistance in a black form or an African form with Killer Mike or T.I. or with somebody else, you're going to have a bunch of niggas on the panel that act like the idea of resistance is so preposterous that you're talking crazy.
Yep.
But to me, what's even more crazy than the idea of resistance is the idea that when something happens in this country that is not our way, or something that they've been doing to us for the last 400 years, when one of you motherfuckers jump on the internet and say shit like, why does this keep happening? You see this shit? I'm going, or when something happens and y'all recording and y'all filming. Look how they do. Get off my nigga Josh. Hell no. Get off my nigga Josh. That's fucked up. And the police are looking at your dumb ass like, I don't give a fuck if you record, bitch. and then we get on the internet and we make all these comments and nothing changes. Nothing changes because the beast feeds off the energy of your fear. It's banking on your fear. It's banking on your discussion. And even more, it's banking on your ignorance that you're ignorant. You're too ignorant to understand that this is the nature of the beast and they're not going to change because you want it to. They know you motherfuckers is some kumbaya ass niggas. They know this shit. Look, man, I'm going to say this. I'm going to pass it back to Malik. This is how deep this shit is, bro. China is dealing with a mini revolution right now. They're in the midst of a mini civil war as we speak. And I've told y'all about all the things they're facing with the drones and with the phone taps and how they can't send out certain emails. They have no social media. And the Muslims are in the north in concentration camps. And the brothers down south and the sisters down south are dealing with what they're dealing with in Hong Kong and all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, they had some emissaries and they had some citizens of China a few years back that were assaulted on American Airlines. And China almost fucked this shit up behind their people. And they're a communist country. But that's what people do when they demand respect.
Period.
You can kick a goddamn snapping turtle in the middle of the street. Kick his ass enough time, he gonna bite shit out you. But for us, for some reason, we think our outrage is gonna do something to change the course of 400 years. Let me read what the brother said. The brother asked what happened with Malcolm taking the opposite route. I'm so glad you asked that question, Brother Juan. I'm gonna give you a history lesson on Malcolm X. Malik, do you mind?
No, go ahead, bro.
Malcolm X is the sole reason why the civil rights movement changed legislation in this country. They didn't change legislation. And you can read J. Edgar Hoover, the head of the CIA's files on Malcolm X if you don't believe me. They didn't change legislation because they feared Martin Luther King. They changed legislation because they feared more niggas like Fred Hampton and Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm.
So they said it's better to kill the slave slowly and invite him to this beast, but just put him in the entrails than to go to war head up with him. Because what you got to understand about the Nation of Islam, it wasn't like they were just out there kicking rhetoric. Those brothers owned businesses. Those brothers had something like a mini mafia or a mini mob, where now niggas are scared to handle work on other races. But the FOI back then was going to war with La Costa Nostra. They were warring with the mafia. It wasn't none of that bullshit. Don't come uptown and all of this other shit. Those brothers were actually taking the fight to the Italianos, taking a fight to whoever brought issues to the African American community. So Malcolm was the man that was the threat, because he could unify the streets and the intelligent Negroes as well. He could unify the downtrodden and the upper echelon. That kind of sounds familiar. Kind of sounds like somebody that died in South Central a couple months ago. But I digress.
Yeah.
So the thing that neutralized Malcolm X, if you want to know, that allowed him to get killed, it's a chapter in the autobiography of Malcolm X, which was written by a spy named Alex Haley. Alex Haley was a spy for the CIA. He was spying on Malcolm X the entire time he was writing that biography on him. But it's a chapter called 1964. And in that chapter, 1964, Malcolm X basically talks how he's on the brink of depression. And the thing that depresses him is not the fact that he's going to die, because he knew he was going to die. It was the fact that after bringing all that light with Al-Islam, bringing all those businesses and showing all that strength, at the end of the chapter, he says, what I don't understand is why my people will not follow me into Al-Islam. That's the truth. So when Malcolm used to go down south and do his Muhammad Speaks lectures and do his radio broadcasts in the south, the Negroes that stayed on the plantation after slavery, they would get into their little boule circles, they would get into their churches, and you know what they would say about Malcolm X? Don't go and see Malcolm X, because that uppity ass nigga is a troublemaker. He's making trouble. So they neutralized Malcolm X before they killed him. And they used us to do it. The reason why Malcolm X's ideology never really spread in the South, because a lot of y'all don't understand, his ideology was not really accepted in the South. That's why the temples were mostly located in the Midwest, in New York, and in Los Angeles, the East Coast as well. So they neutralized them through the apologetic, pacifist for pathology ass nigga that would apologize to a white bitch for killing his brother in a fucking courtroom. So that's why Malcolm got the outcome that he got. If niggas would have grabbed their nuts and stood up and said, I'm not going for this shit, then maybe you don't have the outcome that you have with Malcolm. Malcolm was going to die anyway. He knew it. But it wasn't about the death of Malcolm X. It's never about the death of a Nipsey Hussle. It's never about the death of a Martin King. It's the response from the punk ass niggas that allow these people to die. That's the fucking problem.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Oh, brother, you just being too harsh. William Wallace, which was the leader of the Scottish Rebellion against the British, he was murdered. He was tried and quartered. For any of you who know what that is, that's when they cut your penis off and pull the skin from your penis through your intestines all the way to the tip of your head and split you wide open with 2 horses and let you bleed to death. After he was killed in this horrific way, they took his head, they took his arms, they took his legs, and they put them on all of the corner posts of England and towards Scotland. And you know what those motherfuckers did after that shit? They didn't say, oh, William Wallace, our leader, the one that just got killed, he got killed.
Start the revolution right back.
Chill out because we're going to lose some shit. They went to the Scottish Rite Freemasons, which were the Knights of Templar at the time, and said, we don't give a fuck. And I'm not saying we should do this, but I'm just showing you the extremity for freedom. We don't give a fuck if y'all doing black magic. We don't give a fuck if y'all got kicked out of Jerusalem. We don't give a fuck what y'all got going on with England. We want to kill these motherfuckers. And we want our freedom. And they went and cut a deal with the Scottish Rite, well, with the Knights of Templar, that became the Scottish Rite, and they went and they kicked the fucking British ass. That's what they did. That's the proper response to someone killing one of yours. Oh, my bad. And by the way, they were Christian. A big ass crosses on their chest. They were Christian. They were Christian longer than most niggas was Christian, because they were Christian all the way in during the Crusades. That's why the Knights of Templar walked around with big ass shields with crosses on them. I guess Jesus didn't tell them to forgive. So, you know, my issue is not even the coon ass fuck nigga in the courtroom or his dad. My issue is the small battles that we forgive every day. To me, that's the real issue. That is the real issue. And I think that leads us to a very desperate point. I'm going to transition real quick because Donovan's in here. And I see Josh is in here. And I see a lot of Hispanic brothers and sisters are in here. Do y'all feel like y'all have forgiven? Do y'all feel like y'all have forgiven the system for too many things? That's what I want to know, because I know from my people, I feel like we have. I know Malik does. But I want to know from y'all.
Yeah.
I want this to be more interaction this time, because we're going to start getting people to call up, and we're going to start getting people to put their opinions up here. I'm seriously asking Donovan and the other Mexican brothers and sisters, the Native brothers and sisters, or whatever ethnicity, do you feel like Native Americans, after the Trail of Tears and everything y'all went through, that y'all are a little bit too forgiving to this system? Same thing for the Mexicans. Because I have debates with my Mexican brothers and sisters all the time, and I told them straight up, the proudness of the Spanish language, to me, is some coon and fuck shit. I tell y'all that all the time. What the fuck are you proud about? That's not your tongue. That's not your goddamn language. Like, that is a fucking slave language. That's the fact. So I want to know, do y'all feel the same as well? While we wait, Malik, will you expound upon some of the things that was just said?
What portion?
Just everything. Do you feel like we you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like we forgive on small battles every day?
African Americans in general, yes. But here's the thing about African Americans in general. I'll talk about my people, man, because I don't want to jump on nobody else's, because they have, you know what I'm saying, more dealings with themselves and their family members and their friends and the way they look at things. But as African Americans, hell yeah, we entirely too forgiving. And what the problem with that is, we're too unforgiving of each other.
Oh my God.
I feel like that's a huge problem.
Please get on to that shit. Please talk about that shit.
If you're going to be someone who is so forgiving to anything Caucasian, if you're going to be someone who's so forgiving to anything else and everything that has been done to you, but you're not forgiving to your brother who may have a different flag than you do, the brother who may have grew up in a different block that you didn't grow up on, the brother that might be selling, you know what I'm saying, a coke or crack, because he went through the same circumstances you did, so he got to get it the way you getting it. You so unforgiving and ready to murder that motherfucker, and you hate that motherfucker so much, and subconsciously the hate of that thing is, it's really a hate of disunity. I used to feel like sometimes maybe that black man hates that black man because he sees his father in that black man, or maybe that black man hates that black man because he sees someone who could have saved his grandmama or great grandmama from the plantation, the granddaddy or great granddaddy from whatever awful fate he had on the plantation. And that's why it's so much deeply rooted hate between us. And then I thought about it. I said, maybe it's just the fact that they want a warrior, but they fear. They fear dying themselves. It's so many different scenarios that go through my head in this thing. And be honest with you, I'm not gonna sit and say I got to figure it out. I don't. You know what I'm saying? No, but the whole forgiveness aspect of looking at someone who has done so much evil to you. I mean, so much evil to you, and forgiving the motherfuckers, no matter what they do.
See, that makes me think about a lot. That makes me think about what you just said. Like you just said, maybe they look at that as their father that left them, or the person that could have got them off the plantation. So how can you be hard on that person, but you can't be hard on the motherfucker that put the rope around your neck?
That's gonna go into a deeper answer, man.
Break it down, please. Break it down.
Because on the plantations, a lot of the times, especially when a master saw one of the boys from one of the females is growing in to be a big buck, and just to make sure this nigga gets checked, maybe this nigga may have slanted his eyes at boss one day, or maybe he, you know what I'm saying, didn't do something boss told him to do, maybe he forgot whatever the fuck the situation is. He'd always go to mama to check his ass.
Right.
So mama would beat him before the white man does. So mother in general, being the first teacher of man and female, regardless, instilled that fear in them. And a lot of people are gonna be like, "Well, damn, you down to black women," and that's not what I'm trying to do right now. I'm not. I'm just stating a psychological fact of what happened. That fear was instilled in them because daddy might have been sold off by that time, or killed, or whatever the hell happened to him. You know what I'm saying? So mama was there to instill that fear of master to keep it continuously going. And we always know what they say about when you kill the men and let the women folk live, and how awful of people or a species you have left behind when you do something like that. And that's where that hatred really comes from. In my opinion, that's just my opinion.
I mean, look, like I said, we're gonna do it different from Real Evolution Radio. We're not gonna do it like we did in the past. In the past, I would have PC'd and I would have played political. But brother, I agree 155,000 trillion%. Because you got to look at it like this: women are in power now. Women are in power. You know, that's just the bottom line. And a lot of times, whenever you hear about African American households, you hear about there being mothers and no fathers, correct?
Yep.
So if it's a bunch of bitches being raised, who the fuck raised them? Now you can't have it both ways. It can't be either dad is not in the house or he's in the house. If he's not in the house, even though it's a tough job and you shouldn't have to do it alone, but if you raise the bitch ass nigga, you raise the bitch ass nigga. You can't, I mean, it's gotta be one of the two. You know, so I feel like that's the main thing. I feel like even with the conscious lectures that brothers give out, it's too much overpraising of the feminine energy, and it's too much devaluing of the masculine energy. And my father always taught me, he used to always teach me this, that when brothers get the kicking game like that, they trying to fuck.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm just keep it real. They're trying to fuck.
Obvious.
They're trying to get themselves in a position where they're buttering the sisters up to do what they do, and that's sick.
Yeah, because how many times Umar done got caught in a strip club, or some stripper said she been with him, and it's happened to him a lot of times. That's why I'm like, man, you know what this is.
Right, absolutely.
You know what this is, and you know what they want, man.
The thing that makes this different from Revolution Radio is we used to try to offer solutions. On this topic, I have no fucking solution.
Nah, man, I don't know.
I don't have a solution for this problem. I really don't, because like I said the other night, like, these motherfuckers are a part of this system now. You know what I'm saying? That's the real issue. It's like the intestines arguing with the mouth. Just follow what I'm saying for a second. The intestines saying to the mouth, why do you get to taste all the good food? Why do you get the food in its purest form? Why do you get the food when it's still fresh? The mouth is going to respond to the intestines because it's your job to be the fucking bottom feeder. It's your job to break down and degrade the food. It's your job to be the shit carrier. That's what white supremacy is.
Yeah.
Yet the lowly citizens, the 3/5 of men, which are the African Americans in the white supremacist eyes, and the Mexicans and the people of ethnic backgrounds, which are the intestines in this country, still ask the question to the mouth, why do you keep doing this to me? Why don't you only let me eat shit? Like, it's fucking crazy. No change is gonna happen that way. But you know when real change happens in the body? When an infection gets stuck into the system and the body starts to fight back. And that tells the brain, I better stop feeding these intestines bullshit. That's the problem. We are comfortable being what we are, yet we don't want to do what it takes to redefine what we are. And that's the real fucking problem. I feel like there's other variables on that last topic not being looked at, but too much to type. I respect that because sometimes I don't be wanting to text all that shit either. So I understand where you're coming from. But I mean, as far as variables, as far as variables and what you're talking about, man, the only variable is pussy ass niggas. One, I mean, I understand you're trying to avoid it. I understand you're trying to avoid people looking like bitches. I know sometimes, even subconsciously, we have to say to ourselves, "What does that make me?" Man, I'm sorry, man. I really don't give a fuck, bro. Like, that history doesn't give a fuck about our feelings, man. And the fact of the matter is, every group of people that ever wanted freedom, they didn't have time for all of these allegories and variables and shit. They just did what it took to get free. And that's one of the lines that always stood out to me about Jack Nicholson on The Departed, man. He started the fucking movie off talking to African Americans.
I never understood the black chapters.
Go ahead and say the line. What did he say?
Said I never understood the black chappies, man. Nobody's gonna give it to you. You gotta take it.
You gotta take it, man. Like, you know, all of these allegories and theory. Like I said, we overanalyze and we got allegories and we got degrees and all this shit. Roland Martin, a very intelligent brother. I got brothers that text me all day. Man, look what they doing here. And why would they do this? And how can they do this? And I'll be thinking, what the fuck are you niggas? Like nigga, are you not a descendant of a slave? Like, why are you texting my phone with these dumbass questions? You know, so I mean, and I'm not belittling the fact, like you said, there are other variables. But at the end of the day, freedom is freedom. And slavery is slavery. The variables don't really matter. Nah, man. One, I'm asking you a simple question, bro. I'm asking you a simple ass question. Does Donald Trump look at every point of view?
Fuck no.
Did George Washington look at every point of view? Or did they say, give me liberty, give me death? Did they say, we're going to look like treacherous traitors to our family members overseas if we try to get free? Well, maybe we should look at it from the perspective of the Dutch. If we borrow this money from the Dutch right now and we can't pay them back, they're going to look at us as freeloaders. Or maybe we should look at it from the perspectives of the French. They're borrowing us, they're giving us men who are going to die on the battlefield that we can't replace life. Did they look at all those variables, or did they just put their head to the grindstone, get busy, and get free?
You know what that reminds me of a little bit? Remember when, I believe this was the Battle of Badr, when the men were headed out and some of the other men were just like, oh, we're right behind you, we're coming, or maybe we should talk about this, debate this a little bit.
That was Hood.
That was Hood? Okay, that was Hood.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some of the other, you know what I'm saying, brothers are looking at him like, man, is you coming or what?
Yeah.
So they go out there, they go to the battlefield, they come back, those same men are still there, clean and fresh. Oh man, y'all left already? Had we known, we would have went and fought with y'all.
I think we have enough point of view. We look, bro, that's all our community does, man. That's all we do is look at every point of view. That's all we do. That's the Breakfast Club.
It. No action.
That's Joe Budden's podcast. That's Roland Martin. Like, all we do is talk shit, analyze, and look at views while the rest of the world kicks our fucking teeth down our throat. That's all we do. Debate, argue, discuss, like that's all we do. To the point where if someone does something different, we're so fucking surprised by it. One of the things we say amongst ourselves is they're gonna kill that nigga. Am I lying?
Yep.
Am I lying? Bro, when Barack Obama became president, one of the first things I heard everyone saying, they're gonna kill that nigga. Because we're so used to just analyzing and spitting game and, hey, this is how the streets do it. This is how we do it in Atlanta. This is how we do it in LA. And this is the game that I'm trying to get y'all. And this ain't no shot to Gilly. And this ain't no shot to Wallow, because I love what those brothers do. You know what I'm saying? But we're so busy worrying about the angles, we forget about the straight path. I don't think African American people are closed-minded, bro. I don't. Niggas have started accepting homosexuality. They gonna talk y'all into dresses pretty well. They already doing that. My bad.
Yeah, too late.
I don't think African Americans are closed-minded. I don't think that's the problem at all.
Nah.
Now, if you were talking to European males, you would have a point. But they would probably respond with, and I'm not calling you this, but they would probably respond with, "Nigger, I don't give a fuck." To be honest with you, I had a white lady tell me today that she's sad that they're taking down all the statues of the Confederacy, and she was saying basically it's history, it really happened, and get the fuck over it. Just because you're sad doesn't mean the history didn't take place. And to me, that's factual. That's a factual statement. What the fuck is taking down that statue going to do? Nothing. The better message is to kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
That's the better message. And then you
create new leaders that you can erect statues of.
Go ahead.
Because that's what warriors do. When you're a warrior and you go to war with people, you know what I'm saying? Or eventually, if you won, if you fought your heart out and you were noble on that battlefield, there's a statue will be erected of you. So, I mean, hey, you know, you don't want Custard up there, you know what I'm saying? Don't stand next to some brother and fight beside him, you know? See what happens.
Do you feel like our community doesn't do a good job analyzing? Do you feel like we don't do a good job of looking at all the angles?
No, I feel like we look at too many angles. That's a fucking problem. Like, I don't agree with a lot of things that Killer Mike says. I feel like Killer Mike is also there as a puppet to dilute the minds of people that actually want to get up and correctly change. And he's there to tell them why you can't change shit. You know what I'm saying? But what he did say on that Revolt Summit panel, that last part where he tells everyone to say the hell with your masters and kill your masters, to me was the heaviest point he made in the entire time. But the fact of the matter is that killing your masters also means disconnecting from the bullshit that makes you comfortable right now. And how many motherfuckers are comfortable enough and ready to just thug it out in the most rough, rugged ways? And I'm not necessarily talking about just picking up and going to war with someone for no fucking reason. I'm talking about just in general, like mobilizing. You know what I'm saying? Though, doing what, you know what I'm saying, though, those before us did, you know what I'm saying, though, which is using the protest system financially to bankrupt some of these places till they did what the fuck we want them to do.
Well, Gandhi was racist. Gandhi was racist. He didn't like black people. Don't use that ideology.
Well, that racist motherfucker had a good idea, so fuck it, I'm gonna use it. I mean, why the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes you just gotta grab your nuts and say, damn, he was racist. He didn't like niggas, but damn, that was a good fucking idea when he told his people, hey, why don't y'all go ahead and start making your own clothes and say, fuck those clothes from Leeds. We're gonna make our own clothes. That's the fucking purpose of just doing shit, finding different ways to protest, finding different ways to hurt their pockets so they follow your fucking demands. All niggas want to do now is be big ass leeches.
I like it, man. I like where it's going. I like the conversation, man. I like the energy. I like the message that Brother Malik gave yesterday. It really reminded me before we get started to keep the main thing the main thing. And this time, inshallah, we'll do a good job keeping the main thing the main thing. We don't have a real schedule on what nights we're gonna do this right now, but after we get done with each video, it will upload the next day to our YouTube channel, which is You Won't Say It But I Will podcast. You Won't Say It But I Will podcast. Man, we're not gonna beg for support, but we will honor and accept it, and we love everybody that's down. We love all the opinions. We're not trying to belittle Brother Tawan or anybody else. I don't give a fuck what kind of opinion you got, bring it. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. But when you bring it, don't be offended when we bring it back. That's all I'm gonna say. Brother Malik, you got anything before we get out of here?
Just check us out, man, on YouTube. You know what I'm saying. And don't be a sheep. You know what I'm saying, man. Like I say, what Juan is kind of saying is true. We do need to see things from both perspectives. There's more than one way to skin a fish. You know what I'm saying, though. There's more than one way to cut open a sheep. You know what I'm saying, wear his coat. So I mean, eventually we'll all figure it out, man, together.
We'll all figure it out.
Right, definitely. Hold on, the brother put one more comment. Juan be coming in and out, man. Let me see what he said.
Yeah.
Our issue is that we don't keep our money amongst ourselves. We buy food from Walmart, Kroger's, etc., clothes from similar spots or high fashion names. I've not heard one time that we need to bring jobs into our communities so that the black men aren't fighting for survival. I mean, I don't have those kind of conversations anymore, Juan, because I don't know who R is. Like, who the fuck is R?
Yeah.
But a lot of the shit that niggas accept and represent, I don't accept and represent. So I can't get down with that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like for instance, oh, go ahead.
No, go, please.
No, I was saying, like for instance, brother, since you want to talk about supporting our people, who the fuck is our people?
Yeah,
you know what
facts.
I'm saying? No, like you can sit there and say Dapper Dan is our people. You know what I'm saying? No, but Dapper Dan has openly come out and instead of owning his own company, has decided to work for a fucking company. And he's only a part of that brand, you know what I'm saying, or financially, just so his name can be on a couple of couture pieces that he does for a fucking rapper or two. So, I mean, I'm not a Gucci spending ass nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? Why would I give a shit about any of that? My thing is, first you take your money away from the big company. When you take your money away from something, that means you have money to save. And if you have money to save, since you're not spending it with bullshit ass companies who don't respect you or respect your opinion, then the next situation needs to be, what the fuck am I going to do with this extra cash I have sitting around? Is it going to be for me? Is it going to be for my community? Just like, for instance, brother, yesterday, me and you were watching that thing with the brother that was Eddie Winslow on Family Matters.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how Black Hollywood is dead. And he said, you niggas keep talking about Black Hollywood. The fact of the matter is that you're not putting nobody the fuck on. You're not bringing nobody the fuck up. You use Black Hollywood as a mask to get some shit for your damn self.
Right.
So, I mean, don't tell me about hour, and there ain't no fucking hour. There ain't no hour at all. It's just them niggas getting rich and making sure your ass don't have shit left. Now, if a genuine brother does come along, can we support him? You know what I'm saying, though? That's the situation. People like Nipsey come along. We just let them die.
Yep, that's the facts. Because, and see, this is why the cold truth has always been the cold truth. Allah says in the Quran, you're never going to see any change in this soon. And people, I guess people won't get the memo to the other side. But with that being said, religion and ideology are important. It just is, no matter what you cut it. If you remove religion, you're going to have ideology. If you remove ideology, you're going to have religion. It's important. And the reason why it's important, because it's the thing that transcends skin color. It's the thing that transcends your neighborhood. It's the thing that transcends where you're from. You see what I'm saying? Because, okay, people could say, I'm a Pan-African. I believe in this. I believe in that. I believe that religion is a joke and all of this, right? And then another person that identifies themselves as a Pan-African can say, yeah, I'm a Pan-African, but I'm also a part of the LGBTQ movement. Now you got fucking problems. Because if you say, bring that store to the neighborhood one for the aid of black men, some people that are Pan-Africans are going to say, I don't agree with that shit, the LGBTQ shit. And then you're going to have some people who are Pan-Africans that are going to say, hey, or you're going to have some people who are just black people that are going to say, hey, I don't agree with not including them. So now that whole our statement becomes divided. And that's the fucking problem. And you don't even have to go that political and talk about sexuality or anything like that. You can just deal with the fact some of us feel like there's not a situation in this country as is presently set where we'll ever get equal rights. Fuck equal rights. Let's stop saying that shit. We deserve more than equal rights. We deserve more than what everyone else fucking has right now. Because of everything we suffer. In court, it's called pain and suffrage. So we deserve more than all that shit. Let's say that first. But second off, you have some people that feel like they're a part of the system. So they're always going to want to just hear all of the sides of the story and let everything play out. Where most people, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where most people, well, not most people, some people are going to feel like, no, I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to watch this white bitch get tried. I want her to get the death penalty, and I want it to be executed quickly. That's the problem. The hour isn't, there's not a clear hour anymore. And that's the genius of J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover did that. J. Edgar Hoover, I mean, he was a homosexual. He was, what are you saying about homosexuals? I'm saying clearly, I don't agree with that shit. You can kiss my fucking ass. But with that being said, you know what I'm saying? J. Edgar Hoover, he was a fucking genius, man. He was a genius. J. Edgar Hoover just, he basically gambled on white supremacy.
He did.
And he banked on the fact that niggas was so broken from slavery that by killing all of these leaders, there would be no backlash. There would be no detrimental backlash to the United States of America. Yeah, me too. I've heard that too, Juan. Juan said, because I've heard plenty of LGBTQ members say they fight for that before they fight for black problems and rights. So, you know, it is what it is, man.
And I've heard a lot of racist LGBTQ people. That's why I'm like, well, that's a dumb fucking idea, but have at it.
I've literally met people in the I can't even say the shit, LGBTQ community where the L's do not get along with the G's.
At all.
And the G's don't get along with the L's, and they feel like they shouldn't be a part of the same movement. So eventually that movement is going to break up. And each group is going to have its representation and going to want their rights. So that's just a whole nother, you know, cluster. And then shit, what if I want to fuck a donkey? I'm just saying.
You got to add them in there too.
What if no one, look, a lot of niggas was laughing at that Chappelle shit, but I'm serious. Like, okay, what if I wake up one day in the morning and I say, fuck it, I want to fuck a donkey. And I want to marry a donkey. Why is that illegal? Are you motherfuckers going to fight for my rights?
Of course not.
And if you won't fight for my rights, then how do we fairly decipher whose rights we should fight for? Well, that's a helpless animal, and the animal can't control, you know, the emotions that it's feeling behind you having sex with it. Well, what if the person that's homosexual has been molested and they dealt with psychological trauma and they're dealing with psychosis and they're schizophrenic now? Should you lock up the person they're in a relationship with? Aha. Aha. Fuck you, Eddie.
Maybe it's true love. Who knows?
It's something else, man. I think the next topic should be religion, because we never really approached this. Religion and ideology. I think that's the next show. I want to thank my brother Malik Salam for coming on here, man. He didn't have to come over here. This is last minute. It's late as hell. It's getting late out there on the West Coast, so I appreciate my brother. This has been another episode of You Won't Say It, But I Will. And what I really wanted to name the show was You Won't Say the Shit, But I Will. But I'm trying to get better. Peace be on to y'all.